Have you ever wondered what it's actually like to watch the biggest players on the planet play a high-stakes game of Monopoly? Because honestly, that's exactly what the tech world feels like right now. It's wild, it's expensive, and sometimes it's just plain hard to keep up with. So, get this, SpaceX just absolutely blew past expectations. We're talking about a market cap of $2.1 trillion at market close this past Friday. To put that in perspective, they've left Tesla in the dust, and Tesla is currently sitting at $1.52 trillion. It's wild, right? And because everyone loves a good conspiracy theory, people are already buzzing about SpaceX's S-1 filing. There's some specific language in there about future equity issuance that has everyone whispering about a possible merger with Tesla. Could you imagine Elon Musk combining those two? It sounds like something straight out of a movie, but industry analysts are definitely watching those filings like hawks. But it's not just about the big rockets. Let's talk about Waymo. You know, the self-driving folks? They just dropped $220 million to snag a massive 5,500-acre proving ground in Arizona. And here is the kicker: that land used to be held by a shell company linked to Apple. It feels like such a quiet end to Apple's whole car project, doesn't it? Like they just handed over the keys to the kingdom. Speaking of shuffling, have you heard about the drama at Lucid Motors? Ahmad Dalala, a key executive, has officially left the company. When you see big names jumping ship, it always makes you wonder about the internal culture, doesn't it? It's kind of sad to see that kind of turnover, especially when companies are trying so hard to innovate. And the innovation? Man, it is coming from everywhere. You've got General Motors making some pretty interesting moves too. They're bringing in CATL to help with batteries for the 2027 Chevrolet Bolt, but they've got bigger plans. They're teaming up with Peak Energy to work on sodium-ion batteries for energy storage. They actually want to sell these systems to power AI data centers and the electrical grid. It's clever, really. They're basically betting that as AI grows, those data centers are going to be thirsty for power, and GM wants to be the one to serve that drink. But let's talk about the risks. Because honestly, not everything is sunshine and roses. With SpaceX, if they keep issuing equity, that could lead to some real dilution for shareholders. And with GM, people are already questioning if these LFP batteries are going to stick around in their EVs long-term or if this is just a quick fix for the Bolt. It's always a gamble when you change your supply chain, right? Then you've got the smaller players hustling for funding. Camramatics just pulled in €49 million. Clear Robotics grabbed $1.75 million. Evitrex hit $30 million, and Voltium raised €2.5 million. It just shows that while the giants are making headlines, there is still so much movement in the startup space. And get this, Zepto is looking at a potential $1 billion IPO. Zoom is also talking to banks about their own IPO path. It feels like everyone is trying to cash in while the momentum is hot. Oh, and if you're into AI, keep an eye on Descartes. They just released this model called Oasis 3, which is all about simulating driving environments. They're planning to push hard into physical AI and robotics. If they pull it off, it could change how we train autonomous systems entirely. It's honestly kind of scary but also fascinating. So, where is all this heading? Industry analysts expect we might see more consolidation as companies try to secure their place in the AI and mobility ecosystem. We might see those IPOs happen sooner rather than later if the market stays friendly. And with Waymo expanding their footprint in Arizona, you have to think they're gearing up for a massive scale-up of their operations. Maybe that $29.99 monthly cost for Waymo Premier is just the start of how they plan to monetize the whole fleet. It's just a lot to process, isn't it? You go from watching SpaceX hit trillion-dollar valuations to seeing startups fighting for their next round of funding, all while the biggest names in tech are basically fighting a ground war over who gets to control the future of transportation and power. It's definitely not boring. I think the real question is how these big companies are going to balance their massive ambitions with the reality of running a business that keeps investors happy without crashing the whole ship. It's a tightrope walk for everyone involved. I'm really curious to see which of these companies actually makes it to that IPO stage, and who ends up being just another footnote in the history of the tech boom. What do you think? Are you buying into the hype around these AI models and self-driving testing grounds, or does it all feel a bit like a bubble waiting to pop? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you found this deep dive into the mobility madness interesting, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel keep digging into the stuff that actually matters. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep up with this stuff, because honestly, I can barely keep up myself some days. I'll see you in the next one.